Public art, like murals, are designed to be seen again and again when you're on your commute, every time you drive through town. And so a muralist often tucks little golden eggs into their work, tiny details on their huge canvas that you might miss the first time, but if you look again, you're rewarded. The tiny touches that tell a story in a mural in Colton on today's Story of the Day.
Support for Story of the Day comes from Clarkson University, offering over 95 programs of study with campuses in the Hudson Valley, Central, and Northern New York. More at clarkson.edu.
Hey, I'm David Sommerstein. It's Friday, September 22nd. First up, Governor Kathy Hochul announced a series of new commitments yesterday on behalf of the U.S. Climate Alliance. That's a bipartisan coalition of 25 governors working to help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Hochul talked about the efforts in New York to increase the number of heat pumps to make large buildings more energy efficient. But she also wants to see individual homes become more efficient as well.
I'm also announcing for the state of New York a $200 million initiative to ensure that we can help lower-income individuals be able to retrofit their homes, make these conversions, make it so it's easy for them to do, and they can start having a reduction not just in the emissions, but also in their bills.
Hochul says that New York State is also working to phase out fossil fuel heating and cooling in new construction by 2027. Members of the alliance have been in New York City this week for Climate Week, a series of events surrounding efforts to improve the environment. Earlier this week, Hochul and other officials gathered in Queens for another climate change-related announcement, the ceremonial groundbreaking of a power converter station. It's part of a major hydroelectric project that'll run through two of the North Country's largest waterways. The 339-mile Champlain-Hudson Power Express will bring carbon-free electricity from northern Quebec to power 1 million homes in New York City. Much of it will be laid along the bottoms of the Hudson River and Lake Champlain. Officials hope the project will help New York reach its goal of 70% renewable electricity by 2030. Hochul said that transition is necessary.
We are now living the effects of what has happened over decades, where people not caring about what poison is being emitted into our waters, our streams, our air, and not caring about what is happening with all the discharges of carbon into our atmosphere.
Hochul pointed to extreme weather linked to climate change, like historic snowstorms and flooding and severe air quality in the state over the last year. Hochul said it's important to do what's right for future generations.
We are called upon to plan the future, to make it a better experience, better existence for our children and grandchildren. And shame on us if we don't act with urgency in this moment, because future generations will not look kindly upon us if we do not.
Construction on the Champlain-Hudson Power Express began last year in Whitehall. It's expected to be fully operational in spring 2026. And organizers have decided to postpone the annual Adirondack Film Festival in Glens Falls. The move is in support of the ongoing joint strike of the Writers Guild of America and the Screen Actors Guild. Under strike rules, most actors and writers are not allowed to appear at film festivals or promote their recent work in any way. The artistic director of the Adirondack Theater Film Festival, which runs the film festival, says they're looking into how they can still showcase the films that were submitted for this year after the strike has ended. You've probably heard us talking about our NCPR mural map project. Listeners have sent in the spots where you can find public art all across the North Country. The map's already online with a couple dozen murals to check out. You can find it right on our website, ncpr.org. One listener tipped us about a mural in the tiny hamlet of Colton in St. Lawrence County. Catherine Wheeler takes us there to meet the artist.
Just to the left of the Colton Hepburn Library is its enchanted story garden. The pages of a children's book are planted on stands along the hedge. There are bright metal flowers that when you hit the petals with a mallet, it makes a sound like... And right in the middle along the back hedge sits Joanne Lincoln's creation, a scene that looks plucked right out of a children's book.
I don't remember a time when I wasn't interested in art, even as a small child.
Lincoln is from Colton and worked in special education. She's retired now. She says when a friend from the library approached her about making a mural with a special focus on the Adirondacks, it was easy to find the inspiration.
A lot of times I'll have to think about something for a long time before I can come up with what I want to do. This just was almost immediate. I was like, okay, you want Adirondack. I know exactly what I'm going to do.
She took inspiration from her very own yard.
There's a lot of greens just to show the different areas. There's a pond, there's birch trees and mountains and pine trees and sunflowers. So there's a lot of green and a lot of blue sky. It's very happy.
Lincoln crammed in the fields, forests, and mountains of the Adirondacks.
And there's 45 animals hidden in the mural, including the 2 children who are my grandchildren. Lily and Jacob are in it.
On the right side, Lily is mid-cartwheel with her blonde pigtail braids falling toward the ground. Jacob is leaning back against the trunk of a massive silver maple tree that's the central focus of the scene. He's reading a blue book to a black bear, a red fox, and a little green frog perched on a stack of books. Above Jacob, a wooden sign hangs on a branch.
It says, your mind is a garden, your thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. And it came from William Wordsworth.
The longer you look at the mural, the more details you notice. A bobcat is hiding in the trees. A snake is curled around a tree branch. Lincoln says they're working on putting up a sign so kids can search for all of the animals.
What is that little animal holding up the book for the deer?
That's a turtle with glasses on. Nice. Yeah, because my grandson wears glasses, and I kind of, didn't put them on him. I was having, kind of a moment where the picture I had of him didn't have glasses, so I put them on the turtle.
Lincoln says it's designed to draw you in.
I wanted you to come one time and say, oh, look at that, it's gorgeous, it's really pretty. And then the next time you come and say, oh, there's a frog over here. I didn't notice him before.
Lincoln's mural isn't a typical mural that's painted on a wall.
This actually is a blown-up version of a painting. We took it to a printer, they printed it out on vinyl, and then they laminated it. And I kind of was worried about how, the colors would stay, but it looks exactly like the painting.
Lincoln painted the scene on a 24 by 20 inch canvas. The blown-up version at the library is 10 by 6 feet inside a wooden frame. When you touch it, the surface is completely smooth.
But it looks like it's textured because that's the texture of the canvas. So the little kind of cross-hatching that you see, that's because it's canvas.
She says she loves that her art is publicly available and is excited to think about all of the kids that come right up to the mural and interact with it.
I love that it's down here on the ground. Like it's something you can walk right up to, you can touch it.
Lincoln says she's approached the town board about creating another outdoor art piece, one that could also be a place for people from all over to visit. Catherine Wheeler, North Country Public Radio in Colton.
If you have a piece of public artwork to add to the map, text the word mural to 315-978-6277. And definitely check out the mural map. It's right at the top of our homepage, ncpr.org. Click on the big banner and bookmark that mural map so you can see great public art when you're out there exploring the North Country. We have more news all the time and through the weekend on our website, ncpr.org. Music today by I Am Snow Angel of Lake Placid and Evan Veenstra of Gananoque. Have a great weekend. I'm David Summerstein, North Country Public Radio.